I found an article about representational state transfer.
How hilarious is that? Siri.
What the hell?
The government is fucking monitoring my conversation with Abby Martin. I just want to say to the government, listen, you fucks, you could just watch the podcast like everybody else.
Oh my God.
Okay, you don't have to hack my goddamn phone.
So that is really weird. So he's kind of saying it without saying it. I don't know why he's doing that. He also like tweeted out some Pizzagate thing. So I don't know what the deal is. We all know that's not
But
really
here's
true.
the thing about the Pizzagate thing is there's a lot of weird shit there. Like the little international child molesting symbol was a part of their logo. All the weird artwork that guy owned.
Well, I did a whole expose on Podesta, and he is a bougie chef. So it's not surprising that he would talk about pizza as being some like really highbrow chef, and they like pride themselves on how they cook all these expensive dinners and have these dinner parties. And then the spirit cooking thing is like they're really into this like elitist subversive art scene, and so they have weird ass art, and it's really creepy.
What about the emails where they were talking about little kids coming over and getting in the jacuzzi and hanging out with them? The kids were going to come over and entertain them.
I mean, I don't know. I need a little bit more to really go down that rabbit hole. Yes, there's pedophilia. Yes, it's in high places. The Lolita Express thing is a really glaring example. But in terms of like John Podesta being involved in a pedophile sex trafficking ring, I feel like we need a little bit more to go on, because I feel like what's out there right now seems pretty self-explanatory. It's like the art and the cooking stuff.
I agree with you, but little kids coming over the house and getting in the jacuzzi, like that little kids are coming over for entertainment. Did you ever read that?
I read the email. It did, and it seemed like they're just really out of touch with how to talk about like their
child fucking. They need to mask it better. Look, I have kids. I have kids that age, and if I'm sending an email to someone else, oh yeah, blah blah blah's friends are coming over. Yeah, I think we're gonna have like pizza or something. We're gonna have a pizza party for the little ones. Oh, you say it like that.
Yeah.
You don't say they're gonna come over and entertain us. Like
right.
we're the exact.
Yeah.
Pull up all the creepiness.
How Alex Jones interpreted that was saying they're raping and killing kids. And like,
is that what he said? Did he get crazy?
Oh, he got super crazy about that email. About that email specifically, being like, "This is obviously like they're raping these kids in the jacuzzi." There.
Well, it is weird. I don't know what he's saying, but it is weird. My favorite thing about Alex is when he freaks out and then he apologizes.
He's like, "I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I never swear like that." But these fucking pussies.
Fucking, I'm sorry. Goddamn shit, I'm sorry.
These goddamn child fucking pizza lovers. Okay, we plan to heat the pool, so a swim is a possibility. Bonnie will Uber service to transport Ruby Emerson and Maeve Lazone, whatever, 11, 9, and almost 7. So you'll have some further entertainment, and they will be in that pool for sure. No. What does that mean? Like, why is he bringing kids over his house?
I don't know, man.
Do you know what I'm saying?
A scumbag.
But that's odd. And did you ever see that thing where Breitbart had said that many years ago? He made a tweet.
That was weird.
Super weird.
Right.
Like how does Podesta get away with being what was the exact word?
I forget.
Jamie will find
He did say something about
super crazy. Yeah, about essentially covering up for kid fuckers.
Well, how weird do you think it is that Trump seems to be the first president or anyone really in a political office?
Here it is. How Prague guru John Podesta isn't household name as world-class underage sex slave op cover-upper defending unspeakable dregs escapes me.
That's a really heavy tweet.
And this was in February of 2011 before Hastert was arrested. So this very well could have been connected. By the way, Hastert only did 15 months for being a serial child molester. What?
Bannon also worked for a bunch of child molesters at IGE, this internet gaming entertainment company that just like mined virtual resources in World of Warcraft games and would sell them. And he was like a money bundler for Goldman Sachs because he's a Goldman Sachs shill. And he was working for like all the people on the board were just pedophiles.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I think Prince Brock was one of the guys. And then one of the guys is still on the run and has been for the last 10 years. So where are all the Pizzagate people like on the
They don't know about it. Now they do.
I mean, it's
Abby
crazy.
Martin, you're gonna cause them to it's a bowling alley now. It's gonna be Bowling Gate.
But what do you think about, Trump being really one of the first people who's won a political office that has catered to like the conspiracy crowds and conspiracy culture and the Alex Jones crowd and all
I
conspiracy
liken it to how
culture.
Ronald Reagan figured out that if you court the Christian right, they will vote for you. I mean, there's a whole market in that. Look, The conspiracy, look, Alex Jones, it has a gigantic audience.
Tens of millions of people. People discard him as like some crazy outlier. He has an audience of tens of millions of people.
It's huge. Yeah. He gets as many downloads as the biggest podcast in the world, probably.
Totally.
And he's on, I don't know how many different radio stations, but I want to say it's more than 100. He's got a crazy reach. So it was a wise move by Trump. And as long as he gets on Alex's show and doesn't say anything too fucking crazy, like those people are like, I can't believe the president is with Alex. You get those people, and then you get the people that don't like Alex. You get those people too. You get the hardcore Republican base who just want to quote unquote make America great again and wear red hats. You get those people too.
Yeah, it was extremely smart.
Yeah,
and that's how he won. I mean, he's a reality star who won the biggest reality competition in the world.
You're right. That's exactly how to put it. And it was the first time that an actual popular person entered this popularity contest. That's really what happened.
Totally. That's exactly what happened. And you're right. He knew how to play the audience. Bannon knew exactly how to work the media too. It's fascinating to cultivate that Alex Jones crowd because people are analyzing the results of the election and wondering, you know, how did he win? How did he win? To me, I feel like that's a huge component that no one really puts any like credit to is that Alex Jones, this like voting bloc that never was really active before, like other than Ron Paul.
Well, also this alt-right thing that we were talking about. There's groups of people that were never interested in politics that are now treating it the same way they treat sports. These guys are sports fans. I mean, that's really what it's like. It's like, this is my team. I'm on Team Trump, you know, and these fucking pussies.
It's a brand. It's like, it's a corporation, man.
And they're showing up at these Berkeley rallies, and they're fighting with people now. Like, now you've got people responding. This is one of the real problems with the left. The real problem with these really hardcore lefties that are outraged and want to do something, and they want to be positive, so they want to shut down all these people like Milo that they think are Nazis, or Ann Coulter and all these people. But by doing that and by having these gigantic protests and literally shutting down people communicating and talking, you invite people to resist that. And then you start these Antifa people who hit people on the head with fucking bike locks. You see, they found out it was a professor that was hitting people in the head with bike locks, and this is going to have people show up and want to hit you with something. And so
that's what you see now. And I've seen plenty of footage of Trump protesters and supporters beating other people up. It's like it's coming from both sides.
It's coming from both sides now.
But I almost feel like this is a manufactured thing, because I think that there's, being from the Oakland area, and Antifa's been showing up at every protest for as long as I can remember, and the cops kind of like are hands off. And so I feel like to provoke the Antifa block, where you know that they're like really strategically oriented, and keep going to Berkeley and then making it like this big free speech blowout, where it's like, why do you keep going and like creating the situation? You kind of know what's going to happen. It seems like a manufactured thing. And then at the end of the day, it makes the left easier to demonize, and basically protests easier to demonize, where now you have 200 people facing felony riot charges at the inauguration protests, and a couple of them are just journalists who are filming, and all the Trump people are like, whatever, they're fucking rioting and they're fascists and they're Antifa. It's like, well, because this happened in Berkeley, now like all protesters are, you know, they're scapegoated to these people. And
well,
I think it's just
easy
like
to demonize. It's easy to box people in, but I think what's going on in Berkeley is it's the most outrageously liberal place in the country. I mean, Berkeley is and always has been. Like, if you go there, it's so lefty that it's like, it's a great target. It's a great place to get things popping. So if I was Milo, or if I was Ann Coulter, and what does Ann Coulter do? I mean, she wants to sell books. I mean, she's a troll. She's a troll.
Yeah, she's totally a troll.
And
didn't she used to be liberal? Like,
probably.
Yeah, she's just one of those.
I mean, she's just weird.
She's a performance artist. We don't talk about her as a performance artist.
Yeah, I mean. Exactly. She's absolutely a performance artist, and not a very good one. Because if she was, that In Trump We Trust book, like the whole cover, like what in the fuck is that? I mean, it was just bizarre. Just bizarre that she wrote that book. It was almost like, okay, this is cheap even for her. Like, this is just like a cheap ploy during this whole Trump movement. She sees the whole momentum of the country, and so she's going to write a book and put Trump in the title of it. It's like,
it's so stupid.
But it's weird. It's just weird that it's so easy. But it makes sense. Just like we were talking about how Reagan sort of mobilized the right-wing conservative people that were Christians that really weren't about politics before that, and he kind of brought them in. people they look at it and go, hey, look, this is an angle. You know, there's an angle we can take that no one's been taking.